Man.
Gotta get those levels right.
I'm a sick man. I go out. I don't even.
Here we go.
Man Swoo.
Oh, fuck, blew it. Ready?
Man Swoo.
This time. Third time lucky. Go.
Man Swoo.
Oi.
Gotta get on this computer.
Hey, mate, you got your microphone ready to go.
Oh, I can't do that.
Oh, you've got such a lovely voice, don't you? What
are you talking about?
Your voice. It's fucking beautiful, man.
I don't know about that, eh?
I do. I'd bone you, just on your voice.
I'm fat.
I wouldn't care. Just turn off the lights and just listen to that dulcet tone.
I've never had any chick ever tell me they like my voice. I'd rather me just shut up. Fuck off.
Oi, Ben, could you just shush, please, a little bit?
Can you just leave my eyesight so I don't throw up, please?
Quite sick of you.
Had enough.
Hey, we're back, mate. No, we're back for another 3 to 4 week hiatus.
It was a 3-week hiatus this time.
Hey, look, I need to address this. One of the action points, or not action points, agenda items for the meeting today is that I feel like our frequency is pretty shit, but we're both pretty shit at getting together. So how do, I guess there's an interesting way to think about it or look at it, which is hopefully our listeners are quite excited when we drop something, because it is few and far between.
Oh, it's not that bad.
I've had a look back on our catalogue, and it's on average 3 weeks. It is, bro. If you ever look at the last sort of 10 eps, it's been like a 3-week sort of thing. Now, maybe that's a call out to our listeners. I'll put the question to you guys and girls out there. How often would you like us to drop our eps? Are you happy with the frequency, or would you like a little bit more? Would you like a bit of consistency? Would you like a day of the week where you're like, you know what, Man Swoo's coming out on a Thursday every 2 weeks? You know, what is your preference? Because I know for me, when I listen to potties, I do like a bit of consistency.
Okay, well, what
about you?
I think we should take another poll and ask people if Jolyn should do some fucking editing.
No one cares about that. It's only you, mate. All they care about is the product.
The hardest work. Mate,
they don't give a fuck about the work, mate. People don't care about that. They just want to see the product.
Oh, fucking my camera keeps shaking. Sorry, guys. Camera keeps shaking.
And the other agenda item I'd like to table is, can you see a difference to my shoulder color and the fridge color? That's how white I am. I'm so fucking white. I mean, I'm alabaster, son. I'm alabaster.
It's great to see the Venetian.
Yeah, welcome back, Venetian.
AKA the resort, the Cobden Resort.
Venetian Resort. Look at yous go, you little fuckers.
Got that red jug there.
That
peeling paint just up in the corner there.
Now, I actually, that's a feature wall of the kitchen, and I actually wanted to match the jug that Ashley Ashley brought into the house situation. She brought a lovely little red jug that's right there. Pardon me. And I was thinking, it'd be nice to add some color to the kitchen. Why don't I match that jug right there? So I painted that wall, and then I painted those pantry doors to match the jug. So that's my story about the jug.
I reckon everybody just loved that story so much.
I reckon they would have been so pumped on it, especially the listeners who haven't got the video. They'll be like, oh, that's cool. I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but awesome. Jolyn's a fucking decor artiste.
So, Giles, we need to book a camper van for our wee trip here, mate.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we do too. We do. Now, I had a look on there today and I was aghast at the prices, mate.
Is what we do because we're procrastinating.
Mate, I know. This is what we do. Like,
Procrasto.
the weeks have just flown by, bro. And like every week I'm thinking, fuck, gotta book that camper van, eh? And then like a whole month fucking goes, bro. Oh, so you're sharing your screen right now, and I can see exactly what I was seeing today.
Yeah,
on that juicy condo, and I saw it for a very similar price. Now you've just got to be careful because hang on, Tess the dog's having a big drink.
Shut up, Tess.
Shut up, Tess, cat, stupid cat. She's not a cat, she's a dog. It's a personal joke. But be careful because when I went to have a look at that, there was a $5,000 bond. Oh, I don't know if I can handle that.
Where does it say $5,000 bond?
We'll have a look at the fucking finer details, the fucking terms and conditions.
Says you
Terms and conditions.
Total 770 weird 4 days.
What about the insurance? Because you've got to get insurance as well. That's usually $40 a day.
Huh?
Yeah.
Don't. It's all covered by the fee, mate. Come on.
I wish you knew about booking things. I wish you knew. You don't know. Bids.
No, we're good, mate. Here,
I reckon there'll be. We'll see. Go down the bottom. Hang on. Look. Oh, sorry. No. Where you were, you boomer. In that little in that pickup instructions.
Yeah.
There's fees in there.
Please click. No fees.
Oh no, that's all drop off instructions. Yeah, okay.
No fees.
But what about insurance? If you
mate, it's included in the thing, mate.
It's not. Have you ever booked a juicy camper van? I'll ask you this question.
I've never booked a juicy camper van. I've booked lots of rentals, but never a camper van.
Okay. Well, I have, and there's potentially a bond, and there's potentially insurance fees. So if you click select, and then see what the next phase of
special offers. But I want a fucking special offer.
Actually, I was hunting for some cheat.
Stress fee package.
I was hunting for some cheat. What are they called? Cheat codes. Not codes.
Like a coupon or whatever.
Yeah.
Promo code.
Yeah. I actually found some for Juicy.
Oh, really?
But I've lost them now.
Well, I think that's the one we need to get, though, Giles. I don't think you have to pay a $5,000 bond. I think they just hold the details of your credit card, and then like if it gets damaged, that's
see, sorry to interrupt. That's
here.
Yeah.
So
if you, it's one of those stress-free packages where you pay $55 a day on insurance, and that covers you.
Don't have to. You don't have to.
There's the bond information.
Yeah, just
this,
bro. Yeah.
See that? Read that. Read what it says there.
Yeah. A bond is required. They don't take $5,000 off your card. They just hold that. They hold the details of your card. Oh, what? This is deducted from your credit card and refunded.
I told you. $5,000 gets taken out.
I'll do it. I'll get ear points for it.
All right. Because I don't have that kind of money, mate. I'm trying to save up for fucking Australia.
No, fuck it. I'll do it.
Down on the bones of my ass, mate. Fucking
bones of your ass here feels.
You know I live in Cobos, mate. Good old Cobden.
We'll just get some guests in at the Venetian, mate.
I could try and squeeze them into the jam room, eh?
We'll have to book that one after, guys. So here's our little palace, our love shack, our wank hub,
suck off
venue, and any North Island boogie boarders can get sucked off in there.
It's what we call an SOV.
Suck off vehicle. Out.
Oh, yeah.
It's disgusting. So what have we got in these photos here, mate? We got Aoraki, Mount Cook. Yeah.
That is Cookie, eh?
Where's that? Is that Mount Cook as well?
Yeah. Well, it might be actually.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm gonna suck you off in there, bro.
Yuck, that's disgusting, bro. I don't want any of that noise.
Oh, here
None
you.
of
I'm
that
gonna
smoke.
suck that guy off.
I want none of that smoke, bro. Now the other thing I was going to pitch to you
Oh,
was the option of
cookie time.
listening to me. The option of just getting a rental car,
Yeah.
and then when we get to the forecast of like 5 days before,
Yeah.
we probably know where we're going to go. So we get a rental car, and then we frantically search for campgrounds, accommodation somewhere near the desired location. You know what I mean?
Be a goer.
That's another option. It's
Could
probably
be a goer,
going to be.
Brett.
It's probably going to probably work out to be the same. I suppose.
It'll
But
probably
then
work out to be the same. The only thing I
Yeah.
like about the camper van, right, is that
the mobility.
your mobility, and then you don't have to drag your bags out into a fucking backpacker room and then back in. You can just get naked together, have a shower, cook some corn, and then just, what?
Are we showering in the thing?
I don't know. Are we?
That's the thing. Like, you don't get those good showers in those campos, bro.
I've never had a shower in a campo, eh?
Because sometimes, neither. And because sometimes what you do is, like, you'll have a camper van, but you want to go and use some amenities like the pooper, the share. That's probably about it, really, is the shit house and a shower. That's what you really need when you're on the road. You can always brush your teeth anywhere, just a bit of water. But those two little comforts, it's what you can get at a good old-fashioned, scabby old top 10 campground from somewhere.
Yeah, I do like that idea, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So-
let's play it. Well, fuck, I don't know, because we need to book something pretty quick,
Yeah.
don't we?
Well, should we make a decision at the end of the potty
Yeah.
whether we go with fucking juicy condo or cheapo rental car
Ooh.
/ campground.
All right. And just to change the mood, I've got a little video here I've been holding on to for fucking like a month.
3 weeks. So what do we got here? Let's talk us. Give us a bit of.
Sorry.
No, give us some context before
Okay,
you
okay,
just
okay.
jump in.
Canadian inventor Troy Hurtubise tests his armored grizzly bear protection suit.
Right.
Okay.
So this guy is dressed in fucking all the padding. Yeah. and an old mate is holding a cricket bat or a fucking 4x2.
I think it's like a 4x2.
Oh my god. He's just gonna whack him with it.
Makes me laugh so much.
Because bears hold bits of wood.
Just standing there, eh? Yeah, hit me. Right, you ready?
Okay, go. Oh, right in the face. Oh, this is ridiculous. No, it's just a loop of those 3 shots. Oh, well, that's ridiculous. This is like some gag. Yeah, look, he's rolling down the fucking hill.
Can't throw himself off bluffs, eh?
Wow. Hey, this is great content, mate.
Oh,
Oh, fuck, got ran by a car. Holy shit,
how good was
mate.
that last one?
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
fuck, it makes me laugh.
oh, fuck. I can see you've been, just
Mhm.
researching some really, really, great content, mate. Hey, well done. So proud of you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'm being
Oh,
facetious,
fuck.
by the way.
Was that real chippy while I was playing it, Brett?
No, that was mint. That was the best vid we've played. It didn't chip for me.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, so health check. Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's start at the top. How's the mental health?
Good. It's been good. Yeah. I've been surfing quite a lot. Enjoying getting settled in South du Brighton.
Nice.
I haven't had McDonald's in like 6 weeks.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so me and Soph have like sworn off McDonald's and Burger King and you name it.
Yeah.
For like 6, just seeing if we could do it for 6 months.
Whoa.
So we've done that, and I'm just punishing the cupboards at home now. So I've got
The grocery bill's gone up a
grocery
notch.
bills got up.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Like it's been
Oh,
like
it's
good,
cool.
eh? Like
Good to
listening
hear.
to Joel and Tim. I think the boys have really grown into their lane, their niche. I think that,
Definitely.
they've
have.
developed a really cool little.
Yeah.
You get like sort of a theme around your show,
Yeah.
especially when you're consistent like those guys.
Yeah.
So I've
Well,
been enjoying listening to the boys and
Like they're great. They're great. But look, like we've been podcasting for years before those boys started, haven't we? Just quietly.
couple
quietly.
really.
We might have done a whole 7 episodes, but before the charge. So we know what we do. We do it bloody good, mate. Bloody good.
Yeah, well, I think like I mean, fuck,
Consistency.
man. I think people enjoyed our face to face episode that we had at your place. That was our last episode, wasn't it? And so I'm fucking keen to do more of those. And just as a bit of an update for our video viewers, NPD.
NPD chicken. What's up?
Oh, hang on, I'm showing you.
Oh,
Here's a little.
there's a bit of dead air.
Oh, sorry.
Hey,
Your little
right.
podcast space, I've made for me and Joel's if he gets off his fucking ass and comes over here.
It looks lovely. I love it how you've got a couple of shitty old chairs in there. It's
The old
lovely.
shit isn't there.
How would we do it? Would we sit down in those chairs and like put the laptop on some sort of platform?
No, we'd lie down next to the chairs. Okay.
Yeah.
The chairs are there to
That's just
actually
decorative.
place things on. Yeah.
The decorative chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I've got it all set up, mate. He's got to come over because I think, our best stuff is when we're together.
Together.
Got my bloody posters in the back. Got some krauts getting shot out of the air. RAF.
Oh,
Love that
Jesus.
shit.
Hey, listen, mate, but it's not realistic for me to get over there all the time. So
Yeah,
we just
well,
have to just have to do what we're going to do.
And I've been working on my camper van. So I can get over as much as possible. Just waiting for the bloody banks to sort themselves out of church.
Mm.
Can we get a bit of a banks update and a mental health update from you, please, Charles?
Of course you can. So my mental health is, I would say it's probably a 6.5 out of 10. So it's not the greatest at the moment because of said banks at Blaketown. Like I'm pretty two-dimensional, really, when you think about it. I'm a very easily satisfied human. All I really need in life is the love of my loved ones, my family, my daughter, my friends. But surf is huge for me. And that's the thing that's been lacking in my portfolio of good vibes. And that is because Blaketown has gone through a bit of a slump, you might say. Yeah.
It's funny, Like I feel like it happens a lot in spring.
It does, doesn't it?
It just sort of goes dormant a lot in spring. I can't think of any periods in the time I lived on the coast that we had like a damn good spring. It's always like kind of shits itself from like late August right till Christmas.
It really does, yeah. You might get those years where you might get a good November, but it's seldom, isn't it?
Yeah. Like it's a tough time on the coast. Like that's the one thing that nearly always broke me was some springs on the coast. like
massive onshores, huge swells.
Yeah, and just the rain. Just
cold as fuck.
And then you're over and like because it's northerly, right? It's that northerly rain, so it's misty.
Yeah,
it's fucking dreary. It's like you're living in fucking Mordor.
So true.
And then you look over towards the Southern Alps and you just see the Northwest Archer and over Canterbury, the golden Northwest Archer. You're like, what the fuck? This shit's not fair. Because like Canterbury's just got like mint northwest day. It's hot. Surf's probably pumping.
Probably not pumping, but
Yeah, probably pump.
doubt it.
Yeah,
But
probably pump
it's
that.
what's crazy with you guys over there on the East Coast, which is only 3 hours drive away from us.
Hey.
The climate is so different. Whereas you'll get these crazy days in spring where it'll hit like 25, 26 degrees and be so hot. And then 3 days later, it'll snow, right? Which is
Yeah.
just
Well-
that's what happened just this week.
Yeah, like on Wednesday or something last week, it snowed at my house. I'm 100 meters from the beach. It snowed
so
at my house. We
crazy.
woke up in the morning, and then on Sunday, it was 20 degrees, and there were hot girls in bikinis jumping around in the water out the front of my house with their bum bums.
Oh dear. Oh dear. That's
I was
yummy.
such a creep. I was trying not. I felt like such a creep because, like I'm just on a random bit of New Brighton beach there, right? And so
Yeah.
I got out of the water, and two like very cute bum girls, very
Mm-mm.
cute bum girls.
Mm-mm.
Oh, sorry.
Don't be
And,
sorry. It's good. Good burbo.
And they were like they'd set up their towels and stuff right in front of the entrance way to the beach, and so I had to walk right past them, and but because I was like 200, I drifted about 100 meters down the beach because of the current. It must have looked like I went specifically to that entrance way.
It was just a great coincidence, eh? How good.
So I was like, yeah, and bloody cold out there, girls. I didn't say that. I thought if I walked past and said that, so there's a fat creep with a longboard. Fuck
Did you
off.
did you say anything, or was just a quick little eye scan? Hey, they are some beautiful looking humans, and I'm off.
Yeah. No, it was just a furtive eye scan,
Yeah,
and then I
nice.
got out of there before I felt like a full blown pedo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's amazing is with women these days with those
Oh, bloody
bikini
woman
bottoms.
these days.
There's bloody women these days with those bikini bottoms, and they just look at it, go right up the asshole, don't they? They go right up the asshole, and all you see is just pure cheek. Like, you know, when I was back in the fucking 90s, when I was checking out chicks,
Yeah.
it was the cheek was covered, right? The cheek was covered with a full bikini bottom.
Yeah.
Couldn't see much bum. You could see the outline of the bum.
Mm.
But these days, you've got this. It's pretty much a G strap. It's pretty much a G banger, eh? And then you
Yeah.
just got pure cheek.
Everybody's just kind of caught up to Brazil.
Yeah,
Brazil-
true.
You go to Brazil, right?
Yeah.
And like even the ugliest chicks with the rankest body are wearing a tiny bikini. It's like,
Oh.
but it's just so normal over there.
Just the junk is out.
Oh,
So much
big like
caboose.
50-year-old mum said 17 kids. She said rice and beans. That from the
17 kids in the favela.
favela. Qatar. Is that racist?
Don't you get me on my Brazil accent, mate. You know I'm the king of that shit.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, tough time on the coast, mate. Tough time.
Yeah,
Fuck off,
so
wanted to come over that much, but
yeah,
the forecast has been good too. Like conditions are good.
yeah, there's just no sand, bro. But thankfully, we have had some movement in said banks, and we have got a little bit of energy flowing in there. Nate Smith would claim that he's scored it, but you know, I might challenge him on that comment here and there, as I do.
I've released a new video this
Oh,
week.
how good was your release? Pumping, Rarotonga, man. It's sick.
The nooks and crannies in it. The nooks and cranny in it.
No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching you get like 17 head dips. It was fucking awesome, bro.
That's literally all I got was the whole trip. Was
Oh.
just head dip after head. It was like 1 foot head dips and then like a 2 foot head dip day at Rutaki. It was so bad, bro.
That Rutaki day got me a little bit jizzed up though. It just reminded me of those days.
Oh.
It was just like, oh my god,
That was
such a good
such shit.
spot.
That was such shit, Rutaki.
You
Like,
got drone footage, but mate. Ah,
That was cool, eh?
That was
Apparently
super cool.
It's illegal to use them on the island. We didn't know that.
Fuck him. Fuck him. It'd be a bit weird if you're doing it at socials because the airport's right there. But you know, down the road, she'd be right.
They're definitely not at the socials. I think it'd be pretty
No.
dodgy. How
Yeah,
low
definitely
they
not.
come in. Fuck. But
Don't they?
yeah, man, we got so skunked, Giles. Fuck. It's just But it was fun making the video. I hope people enjoyed it. The thousands of views that it's had.
Are you
It just
checking it
makes-
daily, seeing how many views it's up?
What I do is I go on once an hour and just watch it myself
Pump them up, yeah, on a
with
different
a different
account. Yeah,
With
that's
a
the way to
different
do it.
account, just sign in.
I've
I'm
never
about to break
done
the
that.
100 mark.
I've never done that on my videos ever.
Ever.
Never.
Now, Giles, what I do want to do is talk to you about our potential whanau trip next year, because I know that you're
Yes.
thinking about taking Eddie
Yes.
to
I'm not thinking.
Rarotonga.
I'm not thinking.
going
I
to,
am.
yep.
I am. Yeah.
Now,
It's already been decided, but
but
I
I've
know
been.
you're going to chime in with some ulterior ideas.
Yeah, look, I've just been doing a lot of research. Where you gone there, mate?
I'm still here, buddy. You've just shared the screen.
Oh, I've booming it out, mate.
Oh, Boomy! What did you do?
There you go.
Oh
There you
no!
are. So,
Hey,
Aganoa in Samoa. Aganoa, right.
that looks fucking expensive, mate. You're on that bloody good Mary money. I tell you, I can't do much about that,
Everyone, what was I going to tell you? Just before we went live, guys, Joel's is like, oh, I don't know about getting a camper van. I just can't stop thinking about the money.
Bullshit. So stupid. Oh, go back to that right hander. That looks sick.
So this, bro, this actually resort's actually not too
Oh.
expensive. It's like
That looks
$100 a night or
fun.
something.
Sorry, I
And,
cut you off then. What did you say? How much?
It's about $100 a night.
Oh,
So it's like a surf camp. It's not a resort.
Oh, cool.
And
That's pretty cool.
bro, this is that Agano right there is right in front of where you sleep.
Oh my
It's
god,
it's
how
like
cool.
100-meter paddle out to there, and
Looks like
there's
a
a bunch of other
short
waves on the island. I
looks
think
like a short wave.
I
Middles
think
looks like
Dill
yuck.
Russ, and
Oh, Kaylan looks fun.
Mason Cox
Yes.
went there and they scored it. And the left right next to it
Oh.
pumps as well.
Oh, how
Yeah,
good's that
bro.
little lefto?
Yeah, bro. And there's a cool little wave for the kids, like a little longboard wave. Yeah, like because that's on the inside reef. You know how they break like
that'd
that.
be great for Edison.
And so,
Whoa.
there was some sick. Hang on, bro.
That's
Let me
kind of
just
fizz me up
stop
a little bit. It's kind of fizz me up a little bit, Brazzy.
Oh, mate, we'll do more because we'll do more outside of the show. But let me
$100 a
find
night. I
that.
suppose that's probably not too bad. But see, for me, I was just going to do like the classic raro, find a house or, like a batch. And that wouldn't be $100 a night. I'd imagine it'd be probably 30% cheaper than that. But look, hey, I'm not saying no. That's kind of piqued my interest a little bit, actually.
Yeah, bro.
Because I've never been there, but I have promised Addison we're going to Rarotonga, but I really don't think she would care. As long as it's some sort of island destination, she'll be keen, bro. She'll be keen.
So, like, I've researched it because I've been to Raro 17 times, and
I know.
And I've sort of I need something different, right? Need a different tropical getaway, and I can't do Indo with the girls. It's just too hectic with me kid.
Oh, so you're thinking bring the wahine, the wahine.
Yeah, like
The
next
wahines.
year's definitely a whanau trip. And,
Cool.
And so I thought, you go with Giles and Addison.
Well, this is actually really fizzing me up because I can get Sophie to babysit Addison, and then also we can get Addison to babysit Tui when the adults want to go and have like a fucking few bloody mojitos at the bloody local bar.
You Mai Tais.
Yeah. This is sounding right up my fucking alley, son. Woo! I love it already.
Is Michael
there's
Davey?
fucking Michelle Novi.
Hang on. Let me I just got to fix it. Sorry, guys. I hope people.
So Hodgo's
we're just having a chill podcast tonight, aren't we, Giles? It's been been a long week.
Oh, I love this kind of shit, just on the fly. So you're bringing up a video of Michael Novi on a nomad trip, surfing these said waves.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
cool.
I know where they all are, how to get to them, where you can stay, all of the setups, and like, with the best seasons, like, August through till like late July right through till November. Get the south swells and the northeast winds, or even easterly wind. It's got more setups than Raro. That's the cool thing. It's like Raro, because it's such a small island, and you got such points of variation. Like the wind's only good in a certain couple of spots at a time, or even one spot at a time. So if you've got the wrong combination of swell and winds, you're kind of fucked. Whereas I've looked at Samoa, because it's bigger, you've got a lot more places that have variation to angles for wind and swell and stuff.
Right.
So I'm quite pumped on it. I think that's like, and I know that Dill Russ scored it with Mason a few years ago.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So this is that Argonoa right in front of these, what they call beach fallets, and there's like sick waterfalls and stuff to do with the kids and swimming and Michael Novi's receding hairline.
Wow, it's even
look at this.
Almost as good as mine.
Bro, look at this.
That's not Argonoa Rights though.
It is.
How do you know?
I totally researched it. Like that area that they zoomed in early in the video, that was the things. And in the credits, they thank Argonoa Beach Camp.
Oh my gosh, that looks
the shit's on, and the shit's on Raro waves, because it's actually got an end bowl. It's got like it's like ends in a channel.
It looks like Cloud9 almost, Braz.
It's not well known. We're blowing it up here, but
oh no, what are we doing? This is such a bad idea. Everyone from New Zealand bodyboarding is going to go there next.
We have a Fu Man Swoo. We have a Fu Man Swoo reunion at Argonoa Surf Camp.
17 bodyboarders turn up. It'd be so bad. That looks like Philippines, bro. That is sick.
But this is that right, bro.
Oh, and I can do reverses just like that too, can't I? Yeah. Not. Oh, that looks so fun.
So
shortwave, but I don't mind short waves.
Hard to get a long wave in the Pacific. I think like the longest wave in the Pacific is probably what, Cloudbreak?
Nah, mate, sails, bro. Raro sails. Seriously, that goes for like 1,700 meters.
A long closeout.
Pretty much.
I better turn it off. But yeah, I think
turn it off because it's too much tantalizing stuff.
Let's talk about that more, Joels, because I'm definitely I got the fucking hookup too, like got that Mary money, and I'm only joking when I say that too, guys. I know,
of course you are.
But I got an American Express card. Every $60 I spend on it, I get one air point, and we just spend everything on that, and then just pay it off every fortnight. So we've already got 700 air points earned on it, And like
holy shit! And Ian, what you're saying is one air point equates to one US dollar or a New Zealand dollar?
No, so just one Air New Zealand air point. So which equates to $1.
Right, New Zealand dollar.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah,
that's fucking sick. I think I've got $8 in my New Zealand air points.
Hey, you earned some going to Auckland, mate.
Oh no, you've got that because you booked it.
I can put your air points number against the booking, I think.
No, I'm going to cut my nose off to spite me fucking face. No, it's already booked.
Anyway, we'll talk about that more, bro, because I'm super pumped for Samoa, and it looks like the waves are a bit like less crowded as well. It's a bit less unknown. It's not as full on as Raro or Fiji.
Come on, mate. It's a surf resort. There's going to be people. There's going to be donkeys.
It's not a surf. It's a surf camp, mate.
Same shit.
Fuck.
Same shit.
So a couple other things for me, mate.
Hey,
Ned Brockman
is who?
Oh, okay. So I've just got into it a few weeks ago.
Hey,
a young tradie guy. He's 23. He's running from Perth to Bondi and he's trying to do it in under 40 days. Now he's nearly in Bondi.
Oh, hang on. Pause.
Yeah.
I think that I think the Grin Reapers were talking about this guy on one of their recent podcasts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did mention this guy who's running across the fucking Nullarbor, bro. That's nuts.
Yeah.
And he's raising funds for what? Something.
Homelessness.
Oh.
Trying to get $1 million. I'd give him $20. He's just such a GC, and he's real cool. He's got like a mullet.
Cool,
he's he's like a tradie, an actual tradie. He's like a bricklayer, and he just likes running.
Wow.
And he's got his missus, got his like parents with him as a full support crew.
Yeah.
And he's running nearly 100 Ks a day. Some days he does 100 Ks a day.
Oh,
and he's done that. He's in day like 38 now. His like he says like all of his rotator cuffs and his hips, all of his tibia, fibia, fucking meniscus, it's all gone. Like he's just running on like bones. Like
and fucking pure willpower.
Yeah, he's just doing it by pure willpower. He only sleeps like 2 hours a night. All of his toenails are falling off. He had maggots growing in his toes.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
When he got about halfway, it looked like he wasn't going to make it. Like he had to take a couple of days off. Like,
of course.
And he would only do like 20 Ks in a day, which 20 Ks is still incredible.
Yeah.
But he'd only do like 10, 20 Ks in a day and just sleep. And that sort of got him through. But like, he's like, what did he say? One of his ankles blew out, his Achilles, and he couldn't lift it up. So what he did was got like a band like a band that would make when he puts his good foot forward, it forces his other foot to lift up and go.
Oh my God.
Find him on Instagram. His name's Ned Brockman. And they put up really cool posts every day. And the guy's just going through hell, like living hell. Yeah.
It's hectic, man.
It's just really cool. Just really cool to see.
And how did you hear about him?
I don't know. Oh, Stylebender. Stylebender gave him a shout out like weeks ago. And so I saw that.
So should we segue into some UFC chat just because you mentioned that?
Yeah.
But that's cool. So everyone follow Ned Brockman. I'm definitely going to do that. It's a really cool chat, Rosie. What's the longest, actually, before we jump into UFC chat, what's the longest run that you've ever done personally?
Run?
Yeah, well, jog.
Yog. Like yog.
Yeah.
I don't know, like maybe like 8 kilometers.
Now, is that a Hodgo embellishment? Was it more 5 or?
I know I used to do regular 5s.
Yeah. Same when I was running, but
yeah,
I don't run very often. So
when I was a lot younger, I used to do a lot of running.
Yeah.
And I used to do regular 5s.
Hey.
And then there was one day I just decided to do it twice, like the loop.
Oh.
And
so
I
might have been
died.
8 to 10.
I don't know. I mean, because this is like 15 years ago before there was any fucking, GPS counters or whatever.
Yeah, like Strava and all that.
Strava or whatever the fuck. So
yeah.
I think it was about that. I didn't even know, but it was a lot longer than I've ever run. But I've done 5Ks in the last few years. Like you can do it on Strava and know exactly how much you've done.
Yeah.
And I know that run I did years ago was a lot bigger than a 5K run.
Mm.
And I really filmed it.
That's cool. I don't think I've done anything bigger than 6, to be honest, in my whole life. Never been fond of running, never. But just last year I got into it and of course downloaded the Strava app and I was all about it. And a couple of funny little stories actually is so like have you ever seen the segments that you can challenge yourself on Strava? It's basically point A through to point B, and there's like a top 10. If you're on the free Strava, So for those of you who don't know what Strava is like a running or an exercise app, and you log, you press start when you go for a run and then finish when you finish, and it logs your, speed, your elevation, blah, blah, blah. And anyway, I was quite into it, but I was very late to the Strava game. Like, people have been doing it for fucking probably over a decade, I'd imagine. But I got into it last year and did a few of the classic runs around Greymouth, Port Elizabeth and Cold Creek and bloody around Cobbos and, cycle trail and that. And talking to Boydo, old Uncle Boyd, and he was talking about these segments, right? So the segments are, you go for a run and the segments will be some sort of point to another point. And I noticed that Boydo was in like the top 10 of a local run, which is literally just in Cobden. The little wee estuary track that goes around the little wee estuary, just close to the Cobden tip head. It's a very short, it's like 1.1K, right? But all these, the top tier, Greymouth fucking runners, they're all in the top 10. And I saw that Boydo was like top 8. I think he might have been in 8th place. And because Boydo's got a fucking gammy hip at the moment, he actually needs a hip replacement, so he can't run anymore. And I was like, I'm gonna smash your fucking time, bro. And he was like, no, don't drop me down a number. And I was like, I'm gonna. And this happened last Christmas, right? So my two cousins, Monty and Oscar, actually, these boys sometimes listen to this podcast. So if this is one of the rare occasions that they listen, shout out to Monty and Oscar. Love you, boys. But they come over for Christmas, and I said to them, "Boy, do you just want to go for a quick wee sprint, wee run?" And they're like, yeah, sure. And I was like, if the three of us beat Boydo's score, we're going to knock him out of the top 10 and he'll be so gutted. And so that's exactly what we did. We went, we didn't even do any like warm up. We just went to the start of the segment and just fucking sprinted, and sprinting 1.1K is actually, fuck me, bro.
Man.
Like, not sprinting. I was going 80% the whole time, and then maybe the last 100 meters I was like digging in almost 90%.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Monty is like, I think he was 17, Oscar was 19, and I was 58. And you didn't even listen to that joke, did you, mate? Hey? You didn't even listen. You're too busy on your computer. You're too busy on your computer. All right. Well, engage with me, mate.
I'm sorry.
Well, come on. Don't start fucking Googling shit about Ned Brockman. Come on, mate. You got to stay engaged. Look me in the eyes. Look me in the eyes. You fucker. So you got to be engaged in the conversation. See, this is all part of it. You'll get there, mate. You'll learn one day. So we got there, and who went first? I think it was Oscar might have went first. I might have went second, and Monty might have went third. And those boys fit, they're under 20, streamlined, good bodies, and they were fucking killing it. And so I think Monty was the fastest out of the three of us. Then it was Oscar, and then it was me. And I was only 4 seconds from those boys. And those boys were 17 and 19. So I was quite pumped. But I fucking went full tilt. Honestly, afterwards, it went so hard. Afterwards, I was fucked for about 2 hours. Just like my body was just like, had gone through this trauma where I'd never pushed myself that hard. I don't think ever in my life. But the glory of the whole story was we dropped Boydo down to 11th place. So he was out of the top 10 of the Strava rankings. And it was such a good start to the like Christmas celebrations, because me and Monty and Oscar were just fucking like, yeah, Boydo, you're screwed, mate. Good luck. And that's my story.
Oh, mate, that's good.
It was
Yeah,
good.
Dom, you and Boyd got such a competitive streak. Yeah, it's
Oh,
so
it's
funny.
unreal. It was just instilled in my upbringing, bro. Like, honestly, pretty much every single family interaction, there was a competitive undertone to almost everything.
Any coast crew updates, mate? What's happening over on the fat coast?
Well, the Gooch is still working away on his house, so he's gutting his house, and I've been doing the odd little hour or there, just helping him lift some big windows. His new windows in his house look sick. It's actually really inspiring. I would love to do that to my house. You know how you pull out the old wooden frame windows and you put in the nice ones. And he's gone for the really nice, dark, aluminium framed, double glazed windows. Like, his house is transformed already. Just when you drive past it, you see those front windows, and it's like, fuck, that looks sick. So yeah, the Goldie's doing that. Loey is still cruising around, working. It was funny. Loey came around the other day out of the blue. This was last week, so first week of the school holidays, right? Had Addison home, and and we just sloth around, we just in our pajamas or dressing gowns, playing video games, and just cruising, just living the good life, good old home life, cobbies. And I think this was like a Monday. Yeah, I think it was a Monday. And knock at the door, and Addison's like, "Who's that?" Fuck, like teenage girls are like, "Oh, who is it? I'm gonna go and hide." I'm like, "Don't hide. I'll just be fucking." I opened the door and I was like, "Oh, Loey, bro, come on in." So Loey comes in, and Addison's like, "No, I'm not prepared for visitors." I'm just like, chill out. Like, so Addison was in the kitchen hovering around, and then she just bails to her bedroom, as they do. And Loey was like, "Oh fuck, I needed to come round, I can't find me vape. I've locked me keys in the house. I can't get into my house. And I went to the work site and I can't find my tools." So he had like 3 fuck ups, and it just spiraled him. So he's like, "I needed to come round because I knew that I'd left one of my vapes at your house. And so I knew that'd be one thing I could get back. And I just needed to reset." So I was like, "All good, bro." Made him a coffee, and we just shot the shit for about an hour. And the drone, though, like, apparently he left his tools at the work site on a Friday afternoon, just left them there, forgot about them. And then he went there on the Monday morning, and his tool belt was missing, and like all of his tools were gone. And he was just so stressed. Plus, also no vape, so his nicotine levels would have been like super low. And then when he went to go home, his keys were locked in. And the lady that he's living with was still in bed, so he couldn't like wake her up.
So good, mate.
So that's Loey. What else is happening? Nate Smith. He's back into surfing. He's just cruising around, back into work and stuff after a little hiatus. McPake still running and doing lots of different cross training. Who else is there? Mikey the Wizard. He's depressed like me, isn't surfing much because Blaketown, his home church, isn't really working. Fuck, and I've been so cursed, bro. Honestly, like, so Blaketown's been so shit, right? So I've been searching so far, all the way down to the aerodrome. And
fuck's sake.
All the way down there. So hundreds of meters. And I noticed there was a bank down there, a little combo swell. There was actually a nice couple little peaks down there.
Yeah.
And I went down one day and I checked it and I was like, "Oh, that's really fun," but I couldn't go out. And then the next day I went down and it was actually fun because Blaketown was shit. It was howling offy, it was high tide. Blaketown was shit, and aerodrome looked really fun. And I was like, sweet. I'll come back in an hour. I've got to do a little more work. I'll come back and I'll surf. And Mikey will come down. Sweet. So I come back in an hour. Soon as I pull into the car park, Mikey's already out in the surf. The wind just starts howling southwest. just howling southwest, and I can see the wind coming from down south. I'm looking at it going, oh, fuck, there goes the southerly. And as soon as I was about to paddle out, howling southwest, just crumbling every barrel. Honestly, it's been hard, man. It's been
You
hard.
should just go out when it's good, buddy.
Yeah, but I know, but I had work to do, and I was like, oh, I could have, yeah, like you said, I could have gone out when I first checked it, but I thought to myself, oh, this is going to be an all-day offie, but the old classic, you know.
The old classic, eh? I was just thinking about Blaketown and old mate that bought the church. The what's he called it? Gloria.
He's proud as punch. He's as gay as Christmas, and he's painted the Blaketown church hot pink inside and out.
Yeah.
And what about him?
Oh, it's just funny because remember when me and you were thinking about trying to buy it for club rooms?
Because remember Drew from Christchurch, he was going to buy it.
Was
and
he?
Then have I told you this, chat?
No,
I think that's. Are you
maybe.
sure? Yeah, because he hit me up. He was like, "Oh, because he was all hot on Blaketown there for a while, and he was coming over quite a bit. He hasn't been over for ages. He comes over for every comp, thankfully. Thanks, Drew.
Skunked.
Oh yeah, sorry, Drew. It's going to happen. And on that, we've extended the waiting period for next year's comp, Drew. So get a bit more leave during Easter, and we're bound to get a good day. But anyway, Drew was coming over quite a bit, and he messaged me up, and he was like, yeah, I'm thinking about buying that bloody Blaketown church and turning it into an Airbnb. And I was like, that is such a good idea, because I've had the same idea for fucking years. How awesome. And then I was quite jealous, actually. And then I think I was probably talking to you about it after he said that, because he said he wasn't going to do it. And then, because they wanted, I think, 120 for it, and which I thought was fucking pretty good.
Yeah. Me and you had beers one night, and we were talking about it, like what we could do with it. And then, but I got on the idea of
Bug house kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I like that idea, but then I also like the idea of building like a container club rooms at the beach where the box is. So like actually I like maybe a little bit further down the beach, maybe even where the suck hut was. Like like
he's
building.
He's redone it.
Oh, the suck hut.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? The guy that
2.0 Spud.
Spud.
Spuddy.
You guys know Spud.
Yeah. So carry on about your club rooms, chat.
Anyway, I always thought like, yes, like two sets of containers with a couple of couches in there, just a bunch of old wetsuits and boards for the kids. It would have been sick. We're all too old now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I get so negative about club room ideas because there's just no grommets, really.
Yeah.
Like, if we had a healthy crew of young boy and girl bodyboarders in Greymouth, then that would pump me up, and I would be so keen to do some sort of funding to make a club rooms. But it's literally about 6 of us aging fucking bodyboarders. It's just, what's the point?
Yeah. I know, like, I always think maybe if we built something like that, it would attract them, but there's just not enough kids in Greymouth. There's like, I don't know, and they're just not
There's
not
enough kids,
into.
bro. There's enough kids.
Yeah, they're just not into the ocean. Like, there's just so much more distractions now, like TikToks and Pornhub.
I think they like the idea of the ocean, but I think it's probably, as we know, it's quite grunty here on the West Coast, and I think it's probably just a bit out of their wheelhouse. And because, and look at the Kahuna Board Riders Club, the stand-up club here, they struggle, they fluctuate, but they struggle with retaining grommets. Like, I've seen their grommets come through, and I can only really think of about 3 at the moment that are in that sort of 18 to 25 range that actually surf on the regular. Like, literally 3.
Yeah.
Whereas
I think it's
they get a crop of young people that come through, and they go to those learn to surf things, which are awesome. It's great for water safety, but a lot of them will go and they won't carry it on,
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's just a generation thing. Like, even like there's so many surfers in Christchurch, right? And you go to like Sumner, it's just packed, and there's always kids out there. But I don't know, like there's not a huge. I think would it be big to say surfing's losing popularity in New Zealand? I think that's a big thing to say, right? But
I would disagree.
it's not like fucking booming, is it?
I don't know the numbers, right? Obviously, Surfing New Zealand would have those numbers, but I would disagree. And I would think that surfing, as far as media and content, is probably bigger than ever in New Zealand. And I feel there's probably a lot of grommets that are chasing it. But I feel that the West Coast has always struggled because of the power of the ocean over here. Whereas like places like Gizzy and Christchurch, they get a lot of grommets because it's so easy to learn how to surf there.
Yeah.
Because you get a lot of 1 to 2 foot days, right? And you get your feet, you know what's going on, you can do a couple of fucking cuddies, a couple of swivels, and then you can slowly progress. Whereas over here, those 1 to 2 foot days, as we know, are so few and far between.
Yeah.
So few and far between. So it must be so daunting for a young grommet coming up in Greymouth, for example, where they'll have a learn to surf experience over summer. They'll get a few days where they're like, oh, that was cool. And then they'll just get like 2 weeks of 8 foot onshore. And then all of a sudden it's winter and the motivation levels are low and it's still massive. And where do I go for some nice mellow waves? Nowhere in Greymouth, pretty much. You have to go to like Westport's got a bigger grommet crew because they have more friendlier waves up there, right?
Yeah, Tauranga Bay, which is sick. Yeah, there's
Great for
Rupahoe,
learning.
but even that's going to be pretty full on for grommets, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, mate. Mate, I've got to take a giant shit.
Should we do have a quick pause? Because I've got one more thing to show you.
Yeah,
So
I want to talk
wheeze.
UFC. And
Cool, UFC. And
yeah.
I've got one show note. And so let's pause it and we'll be back shortly.
Okay, mate.
Okay, see you soon. Okay, well, welcome back. I forget how long it takes for you to take a shit, eh? Oh my god. You're like an old man. So old. Seriously. Like 20 minutes for you to take a shit. What's happening? What are you doing there? Talk us through it. What are you actually doing there, man?
A shit.
Yeah, but
that was a bad. Like that was one of the ones where I started, like just before I had to go, where we had to stop. I was getting distracted.
Turtle heads.
I was getting distracted. I was doing farts and they were hot and wet, and like I had to like,
wet.
I was getting distracted from Tawny, and I was like, fuck. And then I started getting like, you get that hot like feeling in your head. You know what I mean? Like you get like a bit, like, a bit sweaty, and you're like, oh no. And then it just hit me out. I was like, I really got to go. And I've actually eaten quite well today. So I think it was the beers, eh? Like I've had a few beers.
So when you're in there for so long, so the initial start of the poop, does it come out straight away? Or
sometimes it can I'm the same as my old man. My
old man pooper.
Hook shits. Like even when he was in his 30s, when I was a kid. Like, righto, boy, I'm gonna go take a shit now.
And it's gonna take a while, eh?
Like he didn't announce it. Yeah. The amount of times I've smelled his shit. Like it just leave the door open after doing just a huge moldy shit. And after eating fucking pork bones and boil ups and pawas and venison and wild pork, just big shits.
A lot of meat. A lot of fucking meat.
He's actually like Joel said, he's one of those toxic masculine blokes that adds to the world's carbon.
Of course he is.
But the majority of the meat that he eats, is actually game. So he's probably I don't know, his carbon footprint's probably pretty low actually.
Because I remember as a kid watching the older people take shits. Well, not watching them, but
watching old people take shits.
That sounded
just
weird.
Looking over the top of the toilet, stow away, watching grandma take a shit.
Grandma, you don't
what are you
wipe from the back
doing?
to the front. It's going to get your fanny all smelly. No, like they would take ages. I remember in Rotomanu, my father at the time it would be like a half an hour ordeal.
Yeah.
And they would announce it, and it'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm going for a shit. And then like they would destroy the toilet for
Adult.
like it would stink to high heaven,
Mm.
and they would take an age. And
I've
you've
always-
inherited that, eh?
I remember taking long shits when I was 12, eh?
See, I've never been like that. I'm in and out. And unless I have a weird sort of shit moment where I'm like, oh no, this is a bad one. I remember I've actually given you phone calls when I've had bad poos. Remember those times where I'd get every now and then I'll get these poos where they'll come in waves, and I'll sit there and I'm like, oh, another wave coming. Ah. Oh. Painful poops. Be painful. And I attribute that to a backlog where your intestines and your colon, there's just a lot of shit that's been building, literally a lot of shit's been building up over time. And it's like, hey, we need to fucking go now, Jolsey, because you're doing these fucking 5-minute shits and we're still got a little,
I got a story.
Go, share.
Okay, so my usual shit, right?
Yeah.
Is before.
I love poo chats. I love poo chats.
My usual story, right, is I'll go in there and it takes about a minute to get the furnace fired up, and then about a minute in, we're away and laughing, and then things will calm down, right? And then you gotta get some gas in there, re-lubricate, and then
seems so weird.
Might hit the 10-minute mark, and then we're back underway.
Oh my god! Is that what happens?
I think it's 10 minutes. I think it's realistically 10 minutes. I'm glad I take long shits because it's quite meditative, actually.
What are you doing there? Do you ponder? Do you like reflect on life? What happens in that time? Are you a book reader?
Yeah.
You pop in and you're reading.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Started doing that when I was really young, eh? I'd have toilet books. I remember finishing Harry Potter books just by shitting.
So how often do you shit a day?
Oh, once. When I'm eating well. Yeah, when I'm eating well, I'll shit once in the morning. Big shit.
Is there ever a time where it'll flow over to like day 2 or day 3?
What do you mean?
As in like you haven't shitted in a day or 2?
Every now and again.
Oh, so
I'm trying to clean up my eating, and when I actually... I remember talking to you about it, especially when I went hardcore paleo. And people, but I'm 120 something kgs right now, the biggest I've ever been. I dropped 105 kgs thanks to Joel's guiding me with paleo, but
that's right.
It was a bit of a rubber band diet as well for me, because then when I went back to normal,
bounce back,
it got worse. It like fucked up my metabolism somehow. Anyway, I'm working on it. But I remember like when you first get right into like a good eating cycle, like I'll shit heaps because I think my body's like, it's giving me time to just get rid of everything. This is fucking gross people out, but
this is all about health, and people love this chat. I know they do because I do.
So I think
I love it.
My story is a few years ago. I think it was when I was paleo. I said to Sophie, I was like, I'm going to go. I don't know why. I was getting into all this natural health shit, and I booked in a
fucking colon cleanse, like an
colon
enema.
Cleanse,
an enema,
and yeah, at a place in Sumner.
Woo! Oh
so
my god, I'd hate to be the fucking technician doing that one. Jesus.
So I walked in there, and I walk in, and the woman's hot.
Oh Jesus!
It's a hot mum. She's
going to have to give you a fucking enema.
And she's hot.
Oh, no.
And then so I get my fat ass up on the table. And she's like, pants down. Pull your pants down. So I had to show her my horrible ring piece.
So you're on your back?
No, I'm on my side.
You're up doggy.
Towards her.
You're up doggy, mate.
No, I'm on my side with my ass towards her.
You're on this side. Okay. And your pants are down, and your
hairy
fat
ass. I'm in the
fetal
position. I'm in the fetal position.
Hairy fat ass is for all to see, and it's a hot mum.
and his hot mum,
Oh
it
no.
lubes me up. It sticks
Oh.
a tube up my ass, and like all this water just gushes, like hot water just goes straight up my ass.
Oh.
And then I just felt the kraken unleash, eh?
And
And
did you orgasm before or after all the shit come out?
It didn't. The tube was like just in your ass, like not quite, not really in your ass. And then I just remember like the lava, the flow of hot magma. This, I thought this is the worst experience of my life. And
Oh,
like,
really? Was it not
yeah.
enjoyable?
It was horrible, bro. It was
Oh.
like I regret I had to pay like $80 for it or something. It was the worst thing.
Fuck.
And I had this crazy reaction after it,
Ooh.
and I started throwing up.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, after it, I started throwing up, and she's
Oh,
like, "I've
wow.
never
That's
seen anybody throw
interesting.
up after that. It's really weird."
Ooh.
And I was just like, "Well, I don't know. I don't."
Yeah, maybe it was just like your body's reacting. It was like, I'm not used to this. So it was like a fight or flight kind of mechanism where you're like, oh my God,
What I mean, like a
something's
panic
wrong.
attack. I hated the whole thing. In fact,
shit.
I regret. I wish I just walked in there and said, "No, I'm not going to do this. This is stupid."
Well, it's not stupid because I think it's very good for you.
Yeah, it wasn't. I'd never do it again, ever.
Because what's crazy is, when you fast, right? I think we might have even talked about this before, but when you fast for a length of time, you still shit, which is crazy. Even after 24 hours, you still shit. 48 hours, you're still shitting, even though you're not eating any food. It's like your body, it's quite crazy how much builds up and doesn't actually come out. So yeah, I've done a 60-hour fast, and I was still shitting in day 3, which was quite eye-opening. So yeah, I'd recommend anyone, if you want to try fasting as an option to just cleanse your body and heal things, it's fucking good, man. It's really good for you.
All my thing is I'm just working on not overeating, not binge eating. It's all I got to do. And then if I do that, I start losing weight and I feel healthier, feel better, everything. My mood feels good, like everything. It's like when I binge eat because I stressed out, that's my problem.
Oh, it's so easy to, It's honestly so easy to. It's comfort food, bro. It's comfort food. Like, you might feel stressed out, or you're traveling, or just life's a bit too much. How good is a little sly packet of chips, or a fucking few sour lollies, or even just a little sly Snickers bar? How good are all of those three things? You got the salty chips, you got the sweetie sour lollies, and you got a fucking chocolatey, sweetie, nutty Snickers bar. Oh my God, it's fucking yum.
Or like like some shapes.
Oh,
and
pizza?
a Coke Zero.
Pizza flavored shapes?
And cheese and bacon.
Oh, cheese and baked.
Cheese and bakes and Coke Zero and maybe some sour gum lollies to wash it down.
Oh my God. See, I've been really good on my diet lately, but because I haven't been doing much surfing, I've just been like plateaued. I've just plateaued. So my weight's not going up or down, which is good. But I know that if I had been surfing in the last fucking 5 weeks, I would have lost heaps of weight. I'm still gymming 2 times a week, and walking tests every day. But I feel like walking does nothing for me. It's just
good to get out in the fresh air, eh? It's so, like South Brighton's got this. You can walk on the beach, you can walk around the estuary.
It's cool.
There's heaps of cool, so it's really nice just to get out there and you got the wind and the salt spray. It's cool, man. So I really like it.
So like walking,
nice change.
Walking as a cardio thing is nothing amazing, but it's great for, like you say, it's great for that fucking just get out.
The whole water.
Whole water, my bro.
Good for your whole water.
And your wairua as well.
Wairua. One thing I'd like to bring up just before we wrap up, because I'd like to wrap up with UFC chat, and I think you had a show.
I've actually got a couple of things, but anyway.
If anybody wants, I was so excited for the new Lord of the Rings show to come out.
Oh, here we go.
If you want to watch,
I know that we have conflicting opinions on this.
If you want to watch the world's biggest piece of shit woke piece of shit.
Oh my
The
god.
fucking most like lamest, worst acting. The main character is the biggest Karen in the whole fucking world. The acting, it's so boring. Nothing happens. They contradict each other. It's got the worst Hollywood cliches. The fight choreography fucking sucks. It's the world's most expensive TV show ever. And if it didn't have Lord of the Rings tied to it, it would be a fucking C-grade sci-fi. It's a piece of shit. And
Wow.
and it's all woke. It's like, I'm a black elf. I'm a black dwarf. And like, it's just like, I'm all for diversity, but they are just jamming it in your face. They're just, and they're not doing people any fucking favors because it's not done with any authenticity. Amazon is owned by one of the world's biggest pieces of shit in the world. Fucking Bezos, who's, while he's saying, I'm promoting minorities on my Lord of the Rings show, he's suppressing unions for all of his Amazon workers, who the majority are minorities.
100%.
So fuck Rings of Power,
Totally
fuck
agree.
Amazon, and fuck their woke agenda and the piece of shit writers on it.
I disagree with
Fuck
the Rings of Power.
Fuck Rings of Power. House of Dragons really good.
I love Rings of Power. Just because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
It's not even following the law, bro.
It is to a T. It is. It is. It totally is.
Oh, bro.
It is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. They have, like every show, they have creative writing. So they'll create stories within the story that this was never there in the original Tolkien books, but it is following the timeline, and I'm loving it. I've got to say, I have a differing opinion to you. I am really loving it, and what you're saying is not going to color me. I love it, but I do recognize the woke shit. And it's also in House of Dragons, like the Valyrians, the black guys with their blonde hair. That's ridiculous.
But the difference, they look cool. The difference
is they
don't.
Look cool. They look stupid.
The other thing is those characters actually have substance and they got good storylines, and they're not like just throwing them in there for like minority's sake. The problem I have with Rings of Power is that the pacing is the pacing is terrible. It's so slow. Nothing happens. The cliches are out of control. Like, I'm so like a sealed door. So the law is not being followed. Mordor. I'm just going to do a spoiler. Spoiler in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, Mordor,
because I've read the Silmarillion that it's based on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mordor was already created in the first age, Morgoth, the first baddie before Sauron. So Mordor already existed before. So if you've watched up to the latest episode where the volcano explodes, Galadriel becomes a cheetah, covered in Cheeto dust. That never happened in the lore. Galadriel was never a battle commander. She was a fucking royal princess who was a politician, never a battle commander, ever. She was married. The Numenorians, she never went to Numenor, ever, in the Silmarillion. There's just a million examples of like it just not following the law. And it's just like the most random shit happened. Like Halbrand, he wasn't in the thing either. Like
she does talk about her marriage in the show, so you can't claim that she wasn't married in the current show.
But in the Silmarillion, she did all her work with her husband. He was a character in it.
Yeah, but she talks about that. She talks about how the times that she was with her husband and he died, and they had a lot of wars and all that stuff beforehand. So
I think I actually think it's quite disgusting what they're doing, because
it's so classic.
I really do. I think because on one hand they're trying to like this huge, one of the world's biggest corporations, which owns huge amounts of media outlets, right? Is trying to say how woke and fucking righteous they are, and then on the other hand, like they busy suppressing thousands and thousands of workers across the fucking world in India, the States.
I get
They
that.
can't
I
unionize.
totally get that.
You know, and so fuck them. Fuck them
But
hard. Fuck Jeff Bezos.
But you've got to admit that
House of the Dragon?
yes, is super woke with all their fucking.
Nowhere near as much as Rings
Oh my
of Power.
god, really? I would totally
Nowhere
disagree with
near
you.
as much as Rings of
No
Power.
way.
Rings of Power.
The whole Valerian family just looks so ridiculous with their blonde hair and their black skin. That is
I think
absolutely woke as fuck. And if
I
you
think-
can't admit that, you're crazy.
I think Rings of Power. There's definitely wokeness in House of Dragon,
Thank you.
but it's nowhere near as
Oh,
it's like
God.
contradictory, hypocritical, or in your face. In House of the Dragon, I thought, Game of Thrones ended fucking horribly. They destroyed that show, right?
They did.
Like,
The
that
last season was terrible.
That
even
last
though it was
season
still, even though it was still enjoyable to watch, even though the last 3 or 4 episodes were just like, why is everything happening so fast? This is ridiculous. But
and
yeah.
why all these massive cliche things happening? Like there was
Yeah.
no surprise. It was just retarded. It was just so. It's because they ran out of George R. R. Martin's material, right? And they had to write it themselves.
100%. That's
They
what
got
they had to
exposed.
do.
They didn't know what
Yep.
they were doing. So, House of the Dragon is incredible. I had no hopes, but House of the Dragon, it's just it's got everything good about it in Game of Thrones. You know, everything good about Game of Thrones has gone over to that, and there's even better things in House of the Dragon.
What did you think? Oh, just so everybody who's listening right now, by the way, Hodgo and I are huge fantasy geeks, so you might have clicked onto that. So
UFC boogie boarding and fantasy geeks.
what's crazy is we haven't even talked about fantasy over our 20. By the way, this is our 30th episode, so hats off to you, mate. Round of applause, Hodgo. You've done well, son. You've done well. But we haven't really talked about fantasy books, I don't think, much, or fantasy anything, really.
Not at all, no.
No, I don't think we have. But by the way, sorry for you guys and girls who don't like this shit, but we love it. So who gives
I think
a fuck?
people like Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings.
Oh, like most people like Game of Thrones because it is fucking amazing.
If you want to see
But-
it, just before you go, if you want to
Yeah.
see a masterpiece of Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson trilogies, especially the original, the Lord of the Rings, they age so well. They are still so good, especially the extended editions. And I've been actually watching them just because the Rings of Powers and they are, the way I look at the Lord of the Rings, especially the first trilogy, is it's like the first Star Wars trilogy. It's a masterpiece, right? For its time. And if you go back and if you watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, especially the Blu-rays and the extended editions, compare that to Rings of Power, you're going to be like, it's so good. It just shits on it.
Well, I guess you're comparing different things, right? You've got movie length, budgets versus series budgets with Rings of Power versus Lord of the Rings. So
what? There's never been a bigger budget for a movie or TV ever than for Rings of Power. There's never been anything more expensive ever. It cost Peter Jackson $30 million a movie. It's cost $60 million per episode for this piece of shit.
Jesus. Wow,
Yeah.
those stats just came right out of your brain.
I've been
Had a Hodgo embellishment or what?
No, I've been watching a lot of the review shows, the Tolkien lore fans, and they know everything about the Tolkien world, Oh, that tongue.
Did you love that little Snapchat that I sent you the other day of the potato?
It was just as bad as a Dylan Russ pooing video.
It was so cringe. So I sent a few of the crew this because I found this potato that had a bum in it, like a pure bum. It was literally like a bum, the cheeks, and just this weird fucking Snapchat video where I was tonguing the shit out of it. To Goldie, I sent it to Goldie, and he replied back with, "That is the best Snapchat video I've ever seen in my life."
It was
So
good.
funny.
Oh, I hope. Did you save it?
Nah, I didn't.
Oh, I wish
It's
you
lost.
saved it.
It's lost to the world. But anyway, I just disagree with you on the Rings of Power. I love House of Dragon. I hate the woke shit in both of the shows. Let's just leave it there, shall we?
Yeah, but I'm all for diversity when it's warranted and done faithfully and done
Yes.
with genuine intent. You know,
I totally
I don't
agree.
enjoy watching programs where it's just Whitington. I do find that fucking boring. It's cool to have, people of different colors and backgrounds, doing whatever on movies and TV shows.
I
just
totally
hate
agree.
it for its woke for wokeness sake.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. So I'm going to segue into some weird shit because you know what I do. Because we still haven't talked about UFC, and there's actually this might drag on for a little bit, but I want to bring up something.
We're still got to book our camper van, mate.
Oh, yeah, true. We'll do that tomorrow, okay?
What the fuck are we looking at?
So I happened to come across someone on Instagram today with a friend of mine.
Variety.
A friend of mine who we used to hook up actually quite a while back.
Hey.
She's an awesome chick, by the way. Won't name any names, but she's great fun. Anyway, she put up she on her story today. It was like, if you have a vulva or breasts, then follow this person. And I was like, I've got tits, so
please scroll down. I'm so excited.
Oh my god. So basically this chick makes casts of vaginas, vulvas, labia, and and titties. So get ready for some fucking vulva action. Honestly, it's amazing. This is like my favorite thing right now, is checking out these fucking twats, bro. Some good titties. That's just hilarious. The other thing I wanted to mention is I've had a couple of messages from our North Island brethren.
Oh, yes.
Blair Dowman is keen to give us the heads up on the swell forecast leading up to our trip.
You say Blazer?
Yeah, Blazer. Blazer's I've already reached out to him and he's happy to give us a locals forecast, which is lovely. Lindsay Butler, the hottest female bodybuilder from the North Island, has messaged me as well. And he's quite gutted because he thought we were going to come up on Labour weekend. And he was keen for us to hang out, but we're not. We're coming up the weekend after Labour weekend, and he's going to Hawaii.
Oh.
Yeah, and I hit him up before, and he's like, I said, "Oh, you're going to surf some fucking early season North Shore?" And he's like, "Yeah, probably not." I'm like, "Oh, fair enough." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to catch any waves. Like, who's going to get a wave off fucking all the locals and all the blow-ins on early season pipe? No one." And I was just like, "Oh, you might as well paddle out, even just to be in the arena." But so he's heading over to Hawaii. So we won't catch up with the hottest female bodybuilder in New Zealand. Who else?
Jace? Steve Fortune?
Yeah, we're still going to hook up with Steve Fortune at some point. Hopefully Jason Spino and anyone else. Here's a call.
Yeah, and
here's a call to all my...
We're going to do a little vlog of the trip, put it on our channel.
Something along those lines.
We'll do some podcasting. I'm really looking forward to it, man. It's going to be really cool.
It's going to be fun.
I think we're going to be so rinsed out when we get to the airport on Sunday afternoone. We're just going to be like, just wrecked.
Absolutely.
It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it.
Do you know what's going to suck for me?
Yeah.
My boss, even though I said to him explicitly, "Hey, I'm going away on leave for this weekend. Please don't make our next monthly meeting the following week."
No.
That's what he's done. So when I fly back to Christchurch, I'll drive home and then I'll have 1 day and then I got to fly to Wellington.
Oh,
Another 3 days in Wellington. Fuck, it's going to hurt. Especially because the whitebait will be running
and then you
and
need
the
to get on
surf's
the
probably
piss.
going to be good.
You need to get on the piss as well, mate.
I know. It sucks.
We need to get on the piss on the Saturday night, won't we? Get on the piss.
Fuck yeah. Depending on how good the surf's going to be the next day, we are going to get fucking rinsed up.
I just hope we score waves on the Friday and Saturday, and then we just get on the piss on the Saturday night somewhere.
That's
What's
the
K-Mac
perfect.
doing? Are we going to meet up with K-Mac?
K-Mac doesn't give a fuck about us, mate.
Oh,
He's
the big
busy with
time?
his kids.
He's the big time.
Oh, he's not the big time, but he's busy with his kids. He hasn't got time for Man Swoo. But I haven't actually messaged him, but I'm sure he listens because I know he does. I know he does.
What are you doing?
I don't
K-Mac?
actually know he does. K-Mac, if you're listening, I love your large cranium.
As
It's
many
so
people
massive.
should just come with us, and we just have a big old. We've got to buy a recorder, don't we?
What do you mean?
We've got to buy like a 3-way recorder so we can do more than 3 people.
Yeah, we just need a little splitter, like you said. There's
Yeah.
got to be. I haven't
Actually-
even Google searched it yet, but there's
Yeah,
got to
let me
be.
have a look.
Okay, so what you need to Google is XLR.
Yeah.
So XLR.
Yeah.
Microphone
splitter.
Wait, let me finish. So
Okay.
XLR male to two-way female splitter.
All right. Well, we'll get offline. We'll finish up.
It's getting
the
real
episode.
techie. We're getting real
I'll show you.
techie.
We'll get offline because I'll show because I think I've got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so
UFC chat.
finish. Yep.
Let's finish it up. Quite pumped for UFC in 2 weeks.
Yep.
It's quite exciting to hear that Volkanovski is going to be the stand-in for
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very
the
cool.
championship battle between Oliveira and old mate Khabib's bro Makhachev.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to see that fight. Sorry, Volko, I want to see that fight before you chime in.
I like Oliveira. I like Oliveira.
Hey,
for
you
it.
know me, I back him quite often, and I'm sticking with him, bro. I'm saying he's going to win again. I think he's going to win.
Bit of a weak card. Oh no, the card's pretty good. Like you got
Card's pretty
Sean
sick.
O'Malley, Peter Yan.
Yeah, the Peter Yan thing. I think Sean O'Malley's going to lose that, by the way. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he will. He's so overhyped. I think he really is quite overhyped. He got beat fair and square by Cheeto Vera.
Yeah, I think he
Aljamain
is definitely overhyped.
Sterling. Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw. I've got Aljamain.
Yeah, I hate Aljamain, but yeah, I think I've got the same pick.
I hate
Same
that you
pick.
hate him. I think he's cool.
He's such a fucking drone, man. Aljamain and
And,
Usman.
yeah, the main event. is
drones,
sick.
bro.
But fuck, it's been real quiet, eh? Like the UFC's been really quiet last few
Yeah.
weeks. Like
Yeah.
all the cards been shit. You know,
Yeah.
like fight night cards and stuff.
Hey, just quietly,
Eh?
if you can look at my finger,
Ooh.
I'm pointing to proper
Ooh.
whiskey, proper 12.
Did you get a
got
get
a
a
bottle.
bottle through work?
Yeah, no, I actually paid for it at Super Liquor Greymouth because my company is distributing proper 12 in New Zealand.
Oh, nice.
So I got a bottle, and I didn't try it. I haven't actually popped it because I wanted to wait for UFC because that's got to be the time when you drink proper 12. But this morning when I went to Henry's in Greymouth, the store owner there had just got his proper 12, and he was like, "Oh, should we try some?" It was like 10:30 in the morning. And I was fucking hooking into it. It's so easy to drink, man. It's actually really yum. It's not like a super peaty single malt whiskey that you can expect from Scotland, which takes an acquired taste. I'm not a whiskey drinker.
Ireland?
Sorry?
You mean Ireland?
No, I was talking about Scottish whiskey, single malt.
Yeah.
I'm comparing Irish with Scottish Scottish
I know
whiskey.
you're having a stroke.
I'm having a stroke. The beers are getting to me.
You're having a stroke.
But yeah, Irish whiskey, proper 12. Take it from me. It's really easy to drink. Even if you don't like whiskey, it's quite nice.
Eh?
Yeah. But anyway, what else is on that card?
Oh, yeah, it's not great.
Not
dude.
much.
Yeah, it's not great. So yeah, it's been pretty quiet in the UFC space, isn't it? Really, I think it was. I quite enjoyed the Penrith Panthers winning the grand final. I watched the game.
Nice.
Yeah, they shellacked them. I like how arrogant they were afterwards. So fucking dickheads about it. Like, good on them. Like, how's that guy? I don't know if you saw it. There was one of the players, and he's leaving the Panthers to go to the Tigers next year.
Yes.
And he was
Moses,
like,
was it?
yeah, and he goes, it's such a good year, and I reckon, I'll go to the Tigers and repeat this next year. And he goes, to the club that he's going to.
Jesus, fuck. And we've got Rugby League World Cup. So go the Kiwis.
Oh, yeah, go the fucking Kiwis. There has
Sucks
been
for the
so
time.
underreported and so
underreported,
so under fucking like
promoted.
I love the Kiwis. They're my favorite team ever.
Same.
And I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
Oh, you have to research it, bro. You have to go to the website and figure out when the times are, because it's annoying. It's in a weird time zone, so the games are at like 3 a.m. It's so annoying. But anyway, go the Kiwis,
bro. Yeah, I'm gonna look up the game schedule.
You should.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll wrap it up, boys.
Hey, good chat, mate. Good to see you, mate. Hey, catch you later.
Or should we do? We've got to do some. We've got to do some logistics after this, don't we?
Yeah, mate. Catch you. Bye.
Yeah, catch you, mate. See you later.
Hey, see everyone. Love you.
Bye.
Hooroo.